Hey everyone, welcome back to Complete Facts Online. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that has intrigued people for centuries. Love at first sight. Can it really happen? What goes on in our brains when we experience it? Stick around as we uncover 14 psychological facts about love at first sight. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our new videos. So, let's get started. Number 1. The science behind love at first sight. Contrary to popular belief, love at first sight is not just a romantic notion, but it has a scientific explanation behind it. When we see someone we find attractive, our brain releases a hormone called dopamine, which is responsible for feelings of pleasure and reward. This surge of dopamine can create an instant attraction towards the person. Number 2. The role of physical attractiveness. One of the key factors in love at first sight is physical attractiveness. Studies have shown that people tend to be more attracted to individuals who possess certain physical features, such as symmetrical faces, healthy skin, and signs of fertility. This is rooted in evolutionary psychology, as these traits are believed to indicate good genes and reproductive potential. A study by Olson and Marschwitz, 2005, found that people can make judgments about attractiveness within a mere 13 milliseconds of seeing a face, highlighting the speed at which these assessments occur. Number 3. The halo effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias in which our overall impression of a person influences how we perceive their individual characteristics. In the context of love at first sight, if we find someone physically attractive, we may automatically attribute other positive qualities to them, such as intelligence, kindness, or humor. This bias can lead us to feel a strong positive connection with someone based on limited information. A classic study by Dion Berscheid and Volster, 1972, demonstrated the halo effect by showing that attractive individuals were perceived as more socially desirable, successful, and happy compared to less attractive individuals. Number 4. The mere exposure effect. The mere exposure effect refers to the phenomenon where people tend to develop a preference for things or people that are familiar to them. In the context of love at first sight, if we encounter someone who reminds us of a positive past experience or resembles someone we already like, we may feel an instant attraction towards them. This is because our brains are wired to associate familiarity with safety and positive feelings. A study by Zajongsh, 1968, demonstrated the mere exposure effect by showing that participants developed a preference for faces they had seen before, even if they were not consciously aware of the prior exposure. Number 5. The similarity attraction effect. The similarity attraction effect refers to our tendency to be more attracted to people who share similar characteristics, values, or interests with us. When we encounter someone who reminds us of ourselves, we may feel an instant connection or sense of familiarity. This effect can contribute to the experience of love at first sight. A study by Byrne, 1971, found that participants rated others as more attractive and likable when they had similar attitudes and beliefs. This highlights the importance of perceived similarity in initial attraction. Number 6. The misattribution of arousal. The misattribution of arousal theory suggests that people can sometimes mistake the physiological arousal caused by one stimulus for attraction to another stimulus. In the context of love at first sight, if we encounter someone in an exciting or arousing environment, such as a thrilling amusement park ride or a high-energy concert, we may attribute our heightened physiological state to the person, leading to a heightened sense of attraction. A famous study by Dutton and Aaron, 1974, demonstrated this effect by showing that men who encountered an attractive woman on a high, shaky bridge were more likely to feel attracted to her compared to those who met her on a lower, more stable bridge. Number 7. The role of oxytocin. Oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, plays a significant role in social bonding, trust, and attachment. When we experience positive social interactions, our bodies release oxytocin, which can contribute to feelings of connection and attraction. In the case of love at first sight, a brief but powerful interaction with someone may trigger the release of oxytocin, intensifying the feelings of attraction and connection. A study by Schneiderman et al., 2012, found that couples who had recently fallen in love had higher levels of oxytocin compared to single individuals, suggesting a link between this hormone and the development of romantic attachment. Number 8. The influence of pheromones. Pheromones are chemical substances released by animals and humans that can trigger specific behavioral or physiological responses in others of the same species. While the role of pheromones in human attraction is still debated, some studies suggest that they may play a subtle role in initial attraction. A study by McClintock et al. 2005 found that women who were exposed to male pheromones experienced increased positive mood and sexual attraction. Although more research is needed, the influence of pheromones could potentially contribute to the experience of love at first sight. Number 9. The role of intuition. Intuition, or the ability to understand something instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning, may also play a role in the experience of love at first sight. Some people believe that they can sense a strong connection or compatibility with someone upon first meeting them, even without knowing much about the person. While the concept of intuition is difficult to study scientifically, research suggests that our unconscious mind can process vast amounts of information quickly and provide us with gut feelings or intuitive judgments. A study by Eisenhardt and Zboracki, 1992, found that intuition can be a valuable tool in decision-making, particularly in situations where there is limited information or time pressure, such as in the case of assessing a potential romantic partner upon first sight. Number 10. Individual differences in experiencing love at first sight. It's important to note that not everyone experiences love at first sight, and the intensity of the experience can vary from person to person. Individual differences, such as attachment styles, past experiences, and personality traits, can influence how prone someone is to falling in love quickly. For example, research has shown that individuals with a passionate love style, characterized by intense emotions and a desire for rapid intimacy, are more likely to report experiencing love at first sight compared to those with other love styles, Hatfield and Sprecher, 1986. Additionally, people who are more open to new experiences and have a positive outlook on love may be more susceptible to the phenomenon of love at first sight. Number 11. The evolutionary perspective on love at first sight. From an evolutionary standpoint, love at first sight may serve as a mechanism to quickly identify potential mates who display desirable qualities. Our ancestors who were able to rapidly assess and pursue suitable partners might have had a reproductive advantage over those who took longer to form attachments. This instinctual drive to find a compatible mate quickly could be the evolutionary basis for the phenomenon of love at first sight. A study by Sternberg, 1986, proposed the triangular theory of love, which suggests that love consists of three components: intimacy, passion, and commitment. Love at first sight may be primarily driven by the passion component, which is characterized by intense attraction and desire. Number 12. The impact of cultural and social norms. Cultural and social norms can also influence the prevalence and perception of love at first sight. In some cultures, arranged marriages or partnerships based on practical considerations are more common, leaving less room for the notion of instant romantic attraction. On the other hand, cultures that place a high value on individualism and romantic love may be more accepting of the idea of love at first sight. A study by Sprecher et al. 1994 found that people from individualistic cultures, such as the United States, were more likely to believe in love at first sight compared to those from collectivistic cultures, such as Japan. Number 13. The role of media and romantic narratives. Media, such as movies, books, and television shows, often depict love at first sight as a romantic ideal. These narratives can shape our expectations and beliefs about love, making the concept of instant attraction seem more plausible or desirable. A study by Hefner and Wilson, 2013, found that exposure to romantic media content was associated with stronger beliefs in the idealization of love, including the notion of love at first sight. While these romantic narratives can be entertaining and inspiring, it's important to recognize that they may not always reflect the reality of relationships, which often require time, effort, and communication to develop and flourish. Number 14. The neurochemistry of love at first sight. When we experience strong attraction or love, our brains undergo a complex series of neurochemical reactions. Neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine are released, creating feelings of euphoria, pleasure, and excitement. In the case of love at first sight, this neurochemical cascade may be triggered rapidly, leading to an intense and seemingly instantaneous connection. A study by Fisher et al. 2005 used functional magnetic resonance imaging to examine the brain activity of individuals who reported being deeply in love. The researchers found increased activity in brain regions associated with reward, motivation, and emotion regulation, suggesting that love activates a complex network of neural systems. And there you have it, 14 psychological facts about love at first sight. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there's no denying the powerful emotions involved in that magical moment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the human mind. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.